Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Ali Madawi here with Young Entrepreneur Project, you global master trainer. And oh my goodness, it is only Tuesday, but it is the 29th. Hey, you got the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. So today I got a topic for you that I think will be relevant and you're going to love it. But before we do, let me know where you're chiming in from. How is your Tuesday going? What are you planning on doing today to crush it like never ever before? We had a packed day yesterday, but one thing that I can think of was relentless effort. Yeah, that's probably what it was. Relentless effort yesterday from every single meeting that I was on. I mean, it was back to back to back. My voice is getting a little raspy, and it's not even 11 a.m., which I got to drink some tea. That tells me that I spoke too much already. So let me say good morning to a few of you. Good morning, Dante from Florida. Jen Jones, what's up? Hello, Lynn and Will. John Jennings, God willing, you're feeling better. Christina Perry, what's up, Rockstar? Hello, Facebook user. Accept that StreamYard in your group so we can see your name. Richard Holmes from New Jersey. Julie Kelly, what's going on? Hey, Loretta, another Facebook user. Good morning. Winnie, all the way from Australia. We love seeing you. Hello, Scott. Scott, you owe us some videos, my man. Your YouTube stuff is amazing. Debbie Morton from Mexico. We are not hating on you, Debbie Morton. We are happy that you're enjoying and sipping those cocktails by beautiful Clearwater beaches. Susan Cagle, how are you this morning? All right, now that we got all the love and the highs and the how are yous out of the way, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had anyone in your team, regardless the business model that you're in, whether it's traditional business, whether it's network marketing, affiliate marketing, have you had anybody that quit on you, right? Like you thought everything was going great. You have the best opportunity. You have the best process, and somebody quit on you. I got to ask myself, what have I done so wrong that I repulsed that person to feel like they need to quit? And then I started evaluating and asking myself, have I ever quit on a company before? Well, I can tell you in 2 occasions in 14 years that I quit a company. The very first one was Ruby Tuesday. That's right. My old restaurant that I was working in. And it was because I was working 90 hours a week, because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, because I was like, man, I'm done. I'm working all these hours to make minimum pay. I mean, I was working 90 hours a week to bring home $1,350 every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. So that's a lot of work with a little itty bitty tiny bit of money in exchange of the hours that I was working. Have you ever quit because you were sick and tired, because you just said, I'm done, I couldn't handle it? Whether it was financial burden, whether it was emotional burden, whether it was physical burden, I'm curious. See, that is one of the reasons that many people quit companies, is because they get up to the point of tolerance. I can no longer tolerate this anymore. I'm done. I am working hard and I'm not seeing any results. I am doing all these hours and no one is recognizing me for them. I am staying up 16-hour days. That was me before being a global master trainer of the Young Entrepreneur Project and doing all the things that you see me do. Guess what? I was coaching and training and doing all the billing and all the things that I do every single day, but it got to a point that I got sick and tired of doing it all by myself. It took a burden on my marriage. It took a burden on my relationship. It took a burden on me. So the very first thing that I want to advise you on is have a conversation with the people that you're working with. Ask them simple questions. How are you doing? How has the last 90 days for you? How has it been? How are you making out right now as we speak? How is the family? How is the missus? How are things at home? See, if the business becomes a burden on the pocket or on the relationship or on the health, it's a ticking bomb. Any day now, that person will quit on you. This is why if you are not someone who cares about people, especially here in network marketing or affiliate marketing or online businesses, you're going to have people quit on you all the time. See, if your team does not feel that you have their best interests at heart, not their best production at heart, their best interests at heart, if they don't feel like you genuinely and truly care about their well-being, it's going to turn into a quit mode. I'll tell you one thing that I do. It becomes harder for me now because we're working with thousands of individuals in 6 continents, but I do my very best to communicate with everybody at least once a week for those that I'm, engaged with on a regular basis, and overall once a month with at least those people that I see regularly. Many of them are in here, or I literally go through my Facebook contact list, and whether it's happy birthday, whether it's for anniversary, or whether, hey, I just want to check in with you and see how are you doing. See, when you care about people, the bond becomes stronger. And when the bond is stronger, quitting becomes harder. Now, it has to be genuine and it has to be real. So do you actually care about your team to see how they are doing outside business, outside production? If you don't, note to self, reach out to my team. Just ask how you're doing. See, if you don't, again, they're going to be distracted with life, and they're going to say, hey, I got to take some time off for me and my family because we're going through X, Y, and Z. And you know what that means? They quit. They're not taking time off. They just quit. Okay. So that's the very first thing. Now, the second thing, now I'm going to, here comes the meat and potato. They quit because, and I took notes on this, they analyze their time in the beginning and the return of that time and also their results. So the mind starts to say, okay, I've been in here for a year and I've spent X amount of money every single month, and I didn't really have any rank advancement. I didn't make this much money and this and that. Do I want to do it another year? So the mindset itself is starting to do a profit and losses analysis, not with the right understanding that business is a long-term thing, not a short-term thing. The reason I share that with you is because, and this is where it comes on me and on you, it's a matter of expectations. What kind of expectations have you set up for those who are going to be doing business with you? Have you told them something like, oh, this is so easy, man. We just refer to people and become rich? That was on you. Have you said things like, this is the best thing ever. We don't even have to sell anything. This thing sells itself. Yeah, that's on you. Or, man, all we got to do is 90 days and we're set for life. This is also on you. See, the main reason why anyone is ever to quit is expectations. Expectations are a mixture of excitement, a mixture of misleading facts, and also you just saying whatever it takes to enroll somebody. Now, I'm not trying to be mean or trying to call you out. I've made these mistakes myself. I've had people quit on me for the same exact reasons. Sometimes we get excited or we don't know what we don't know, and we just start jibby jabber, just for the sake of the commission. And that leads for that person to try to do the same thing that we've done. Here's my recommendation to you to eliminate or at least minimize people quitting on you. First things first, remove the word easy out of your mouth. Stop saying this is the easiest thing ever. Stop saying it's easy to give away. Stop saying it's easy to sell. Stop saying anything that's easy, because it's not. If it was easy, the company would just do a sponsor ad and people would naturally direct to consumer purchase. It's not easy. It requires certain elements and certain skill sets. It requires the ability to attract and influence. It requires the ability to be a marketer. It requires the ability to be a master sales artist, not sales rep, sales artist, because sales is an art. It requires an incredible amount of overcoming adversity. It requires an incredible, immense amount of long-term thinking. You will fail before you succeed. I guarantee it. I was having a Zoom, private Zoom session with Allison Porter and her team this morning. And one of the things that we were talking about, we have a gentleman that we're working together with him, and he's generating, in some cases, 4-figure days. And I said, well, just understand that gentleman has been in business for 41 years doing this over and over and over. You just started 6 months or a year ago or 2 years or however long it has been. So you can't compare yourself with that individual. But if I was that guy and I said, look, this guy is making 4 figures a day and you can too, it's not true. Because different people are going to have different levels of commitment and understanding, different levels of fears and belief system. And your job, your role is to humble those expectations. Yes, be a visionary. I'll give you that. But as much of a visionary that you are, as much of a humility that you have to create. In other words, you need to manage expectations. I have people all the time, they say, my God, I'm so excited. I told my wife, this is it. This is the best thing that's ever. I'm like, yep, but just also let her know that there's a lot of hard work. Let her know that it's not going to be easy. Let her know that we're going to be doing this for a good year, year and a half before we have some measurable success. That is setting up the right expectations. Because the last thing I want, and it happened to me going to my wife and saying, babe, I just need $1,000 to spend on this program and we're going to be rich in 90 days. They showed me this guy who made $10,000 in his first month and we're going to do the same exact thing, not telling me that that guy was in business for 20 years in a row. And what ended up happening is my wife came back to me. Said, you said we were going to make $10,000. I gave you the last $1,000 that I have. And now we don't have any money in the bank. Now we're in financial trouble. Now it becomes a burden. Now I will have to quit. Because you're putting me in a situation to choose between you, company, and between my wife's well-being and happiness. What do you think I'm going to do if I'm a decent, good husband? Bye-bye, company. So expectations is a huge element that you have to make sure that you're managing. So be careful what you say. Every word that comes out of your mouth should be watched with a disclaimer. Yeah, no, you can make $10,000, but different results are for different people. That 10,000 is the anomaly. 97% of the people, takes them a year to a year and a half before they make measurable success. The 3%, they've had success elsewhere. Like, educate with those conversations to minimize and eliminate people quitting. What we do, oh my goodness, this piece right here is important. See what you're posting all day on social media. When you make fun of people with jobs, first of all, can we stop doing that? See, when we make fun of people with a job, just over broke, you're insulting 90% of the people who are in your business who have a job. You're saying that making a decent living is disrespectful to yourself, is mediocre. We all had it. Most of us did. So it is very important that we no longer make fun of people with a job, but teach them how they can manage their expectations and have 15 minutes here, an hour there. And if you yourself are leading by example and posting things that are positive, inspiring, educational, doing a Facebook Live, educating somebody how to transition on a part-time basis, yeah, your team will do the same thing. But if you're that guy or gal who walks around and brags about, making $10,000 a month, looking for 3 people who want to do the same exact thing, that person with a job who has no influence or credibility in the business community is going to copy and paste, thinking they're going to have your results. And then everybody's going to make fun of them. Like, dude, I know what car you're driving. I know where you work. Why are you pretending? Now they're embarrassed and humiliated. Expectations. So you need to make sure that you're doing the same exact thing that you want your team to repeat, because whatever you do, it will duplicate, good or bad. Good or bad, it will absolutely duplicate. Last but not least, what we make our team members do. Now, this piece right here is probably the bulk of the reason why everybody quits. See, when you tell your team, hey, I'm expecting you to show up to this event and I'm expecting you to always be there and I'm expecting you're being a drill sergeant without understanding that they're human beings first, that they have families first, or worst of it all, if you're promoting something for them to show up and you're not there. Or if you're saying, hey, this meeting is extremely important, this Zoom is extremely important, and then the whole time your screen is hidden. God knows what you're doing. You're sending the wrong message. So be very careful what you are asking your teams to do. Make sure that you don't tell your team to do anything that you're not doing yourself. Now, with that, that's going to call you out. You lead by example. You show up first. See, I would never ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do myself. God's honest truth. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern until Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You know me. I'm not talking business. I don't care how much money there is. It's family time. My kids' time. Now, every now and then, once every 90 days, there may be an event, a special thing. Sure, that's different. But on a regular base-to-base, I want to make sure that I'm teaching and educating everybody, God, family, and then everything else. And I live by those core values. Therefore, I'm not going to tell my team to do anything that I wouldn't do. I'm not going to tell clients and customers things to do that I wouldn't do. So please be very aware and very cautious. Are you leading your team with moral compass? Are you leading team with respect? Are you teaching and educating them to do the right thing? Or are you being a drill sergeant? Are you saying, I don't care what's going on in your life. You need to do this. I don't care how broke you are. Go figure it out. Like, nah, that's not going to translate well. You have to understand the culture of your company, your community, your people, your tribe. If you understand the culture, man, you cater to it. And it's never about you or about me. It's about everybody else that comes after us. This is why you need to grow as a leader. And your leadership growth is going to lead for you to be a better, decent human being who's more understanding, who's more caring, who's more empathetic. So I hope that this message is going to be received with the right mindset. You want people to stop quitting on you? Treat them like people first, not sales reps. You want people to stick around with you? Show them how much you care. You want people to work as hard as you're working by your side? Lead by example. See, I don't want to be the coach. I want to be the captain. Give me the ball. I'm going to show you how we're going to score. See, when you're scoring, everybody else is going to follow suit. And we're seeing it happen right in our community. The more right behavior and activity that one person has, the more the whole field says, I want to do what that person is doing. So be that person for your team. Stop pushing them for things that you just think they should be on, and start doing those things that you want them to do, and just include them. Hey, here's what I'm about to do. I'm about to have an income producing activity. You want to join me? Hey, I'm about to go prospect for 30 minutes on a Zoom. You want to join me? Instead of saying, hey, you have to show up to this meeting or else. So I pray again that you've received this message with the right information. And we have a lot of workshops. We have a lot of work ahead of us. There are 3 days, 29th, 30th, and the 31st. Don't let go of your goal that you said you were going to do. I know we're getting closer to the end of 2020. And in some cases, some of us are saying, I just want it to be over already. 2020 has been the best year for some of us. I know it has been the best year for me. Yes, unfortunately, we lost some people. But I live my best life for those people, because if they were next to me still, that's what they would want me to do. They don't want me to be miserable, sad, and mediocre. They want me to be happy. They want me to be the best version of myself. They want me to laugh with them, high five, enjoy life. So I'm going to live for those who couldn't be here. I'm going to create for those who are after me so they can have better opportunities than I have ever had before. That is going to lead for my tribe to stick around with me. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm going to be it. I'm going to do it. Are you? Don't quit on me yet. Stick with me. You got 3 days to go. 2020 is not over until you say it's over. As somebody taught me a few weeks ago, it ain't over until the fat lady sings or the skinny one sits down, whichever one you want to look at it. So I hope that you're going to go and knock it out the park. Keep in mind, for our community, we have a lot of workshops in the next 3 days. We have a brand new challenge coming up in the first week of January the 4th until the 9th. Links are going to be available soon for registration. We also have our Yup Summit in Florida, the 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th of January. It is a socially distant event. Yes, there will be masks, there will be protection, there will be spaces between everybody, but it is an event nonetheless in a Sheraton Resort that we're going to be there. YupSummit.com. If somebody want to write it in the comment, YupSummit.com. We've extended the early bird prices until December 31st. So for those of you who have not registered and missed out on the early bird, it is a live in-person event, and we also have an online registration as well. So in person, there's a lot more things that happen behind the scene that you won't see just from the stage. We have a yacht party. We have just so many incredible things that we're going to do. So YupSummit.com. Go ahead and register today, and we will see you very soon. So I appreciate you, and I thank you. And until next time, peace out, everybody. Make it a great day.